Like you heard, some strong storms are on the way as we head toward the weekend.
ABC Storm Track meteorologist Chance Gotch is tracking what will be driving them in tonight's Insider at 6.
Yeah, Megan, Lucas, I'm currently live in downtown Columbia where things are looking beautiful. We're tracking blue skies, but it's not going to be the case as we head off to this coming weekend. In the past, we've talked about different ingredients needed for storm development, and today we're talking about another one known as a driving force, or in other words, fronts. We continue to make our way through severe weather season here in mid-Missouri, where storms are continuing to surge through the region what feels like each week. Cold and warm fronts are the important driving force behind them. Now, when talking about fronts, all it is the displacement of air. So when we talk about colder air, that's going to be represented by the blue, and warmer air represented by the red. Now, I want you to pay attention to what happens whenever we attempt to mix these and the density of the two. Pay attention to how when the divider is removed, the cold and warm water mixes, forming a purple color. And this is due to density differences of each of these water temperatures. Whenever it is switched, both waters do not mix. This is because the density of warmer air or water is lighter than colder air. Whenever we talk about fronts, cold fronts are known whenever colder air comes up on warmer air. Typically, the warmer air ahead of the cold front will start to move back over the colder and rise. This will give the rising motions in the atmosphere. Now, whenever this happens, it'll start to cool down and condense, forming the clouds and eventually the storms that you'll see. When talking about warm fronts, it's a little bit slower. That's because the colder air out ahead of it is denser and harder to move. Now, this will still give way to the possibility of strong storms and even at times could be severe. Now, the storms that we're going to be looking at coming into mid-Missouri this coming weekend, potentially severe too with that, are actually going to be drove by both warm fronts and cold fronts. So make sure you're staying up to date with your weather. Reporting live right now with beautiful conditions in downtown Columbia, I'm ABC 17 Storm Track meteorologist Chance Gotch.